Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel Freedom Tech, and in this session what we are going to learn. In this session we are going to configure the object detection project with the help of YOLO v4. Then we are going to configure the TensorFlow, not TensorFlow Lite. We are going to install here a TensorFlow main version. We are going to install OpenCV. Also we are going to install the CVLIB. Okay, so with the help of these platforms we are going to configure the object detection on our latest Raspbian OS Bullseye 64-bit version. Okay, so before we move to our practical, friends, if you learned something from our videos, please consider to subscribe our channel. Okay friends, thank you so much, and let's get started. So friends, as I told you, this is what right now I am on latest Raspbian OS Bullseye 64-bit version. If I run the command uname space -m, as you can see the ARC64, it means this is the 64-bit version of Raspbian OS Bullseye. Okay, so for this project you need to first install the Raspbian OS Bullseye 64-bit version on your Raspberry Pi 4. Okay, so this is the link where you get the latest Raspbian OS Bullseye 64-bit image. I will mention the link inside my description box. You need to simply click on there. Okay, and this is what the 1.1 GB, as you can see, the zip file, this file which you want to download. Then you need to simply install the Raspbian Imager on your Windows machine. Okay, I have already created the video how to install latest Raspbian OS Bullseye on the Raspberry Pi 4. I will mention that link also. You can follow the tutorial and you can install the Raspbian OS Bullseye 64-bit version on your Raspberry Pi 4. Okay, so just install the Raspbian OS on the Raspberry Pi 4, the 64-bit version. Then we need here a repository. Okay, as you can see, Raspbian Bullseye -object detect. This is what the repository where I have create the bash file for installing all the packages. Okay, also I have shared here one image which we are going to use for detecting the object. So simply first we need to clone the repository. I will mention this link also. So simply go to the code, copy the link, minimize the browser, and then we are going to simply use the command sudo git clone space and paste the link and just hit enter. It will clone or it will download our repository. Okay, so if I run the ls command, this is what our folder, as you can see. Okay, simply we need to go inside that folder. So I am going to run cd raspi and just press the tab button. Then if I run the clear screen first, and if I run the ls, as you can see, this is what our image and this is what our two bash files. Okay, so simply we need to give the full permission for these two files first. So sudo chmod 775, then install .sh and install .2sh. Just hit enter. If I run the ls command now, as you can see, the green means we have successfully give the full permission. Okay, now what we want to do, as I told you, we are going to install the TensorFlow main. Now what we want to do, as I told you, we need here a TensorFlow main version package. Okay, so we are going to download the package. Okay, so I'm going to open again the browser, and this is what the package, as you can see, ARC64, which means it is the package for 64-bit version of the Raspbian OS Bullseye. Okay, this package is for 64-bit version. Okay, so I will mention this link also. Then it will open like this way. Okay, then you need to click here, then click on download anyway, and it will download the TensorFlow package. As you can see, is downloading. Okay, so friends, as you can see, we have successfully downloaded our package. Now simply I am going to again minimize the browser, and I am going to go inside the downloads folder, because we have downloaded our TensorFlow package inside the download folder. So cd/home/pi, then downloads, this is what the folder, ls command, and this is what our package. So what we want to do here, we want to simply move this TensorFlow package inside the Raspbian Bullseye object detect folder. So how to do this? Simply we are going to run the mv command, sudo mv, this is what our package name. Then where we want to move inside the /home. Okay, like this way I am going to again explain it here. Sudo space mv space, this is what the package. okay, then space slash home slash py slash, and this is what our folder. Simply press RAS, press tab button, okay, and just hit enter. If I run ls command, as you can see, there is no package. It means we have successfully moved the package inside our Raspbian Bullseye object detect folder. CD command, clear the screen, again CD, this is what our folder, hit enter, ls, and as you can see, we have our package now inside the folder. Okay, so now we are ready, and we are going to simply run the script. So first script, install.sh, simply go with sudo /install.sh and just hit enter. It will first install the dependencies, it will first install the packages which need for configuring the OpenCV on Raspbian OS Bullseye 64-bit version. Okay, so it will take some time. So friends, as you can see, the first script run successfully. Okay, the process completed. Now we are going to run our second script. Okay, and the second script is basically for installing the OpenCV. Also it will configure, or it will build a TensorFlow package. Also it will install CVLIB. Okay, so it will take some time, remember that thing. So simply clear the screen, sudo / and install 2.sh. this is what our second script. So simply hit enter. And as you can see, now it's downloading or installing the Python OpenCV package. Okay, so friends, we have successfully installed the packages, and here it is. As you can see, if I just scroll up here, this is what our TensorFlow package. Okay, so now it's installing the CVLIB package. Okay, so friends, as you can see, we have completed our second script. Okay, install 2.sh. now we have here OpenCV, TensorFlow and CVLIB package ready. Okay, so we are going to test these modules. So clear the screen and run the command sudo python 3. Okay, so 3.9.2, which is the default version on latest Raspbian OS Bullseye. So first import CV2, hit enter. No error, it means we have successfully configured the CV2 module. Okay, OpenCV. Then import TensorFlow, hit enter. No error, means we have successfully installed the TensorFlow. Now import CVLIB, hit enter, and CVLIB is also successfully configured. So we have here a CV2 ready, TensorFlow ready, and CVLIB ready. Now we are going to simply open the Thonny editor. So I am going to make Control D for cancel, minimize the terminal. I am going to open here our Thonny editor. Okay, so here we need to first go with switch to regular mode. So click on here, just click on OK, close the Thonny editor. Again go to the menu, programming, Thonny editor, and it will open the Thonny like this way. Okay, so it will open the Thonny editor. Okay, now what we want to do, we want to first save the file. So file is already here, as you can see, but there is no name, it is untitled. Simply we are going to go here, save, then we are going to mention the name, test.py, Python script. Okay, click on OK. So we have now name test.py. So we are ready. First, what we want to do now, we want to open the CVLIB official website. Okay, so this is what their official website, as you can see, cvlib.net, and then you need to simply scroll down here, and as you can see, the object detection, and we are going to copy this example. So this is what the example code, simply copy it, and I am going to minimize the browser. And this is was our Thonny editor, and simply inside the editor where we create the test.py file, simply paste that the code. Okay, this is what the basic code. Now we are going to make some changes inside this basic code. So first, what we want to do, first we want to simply import the CV2. So import cv2. Okay, then what we want to do here, we want to first get our image. Okay, basically we want to read the image. So if I go here in file manager, this is what our folder which we have cloned, the Raspbian bullseye object detect. Simply you need to open the folder, and we are going to use this image1.jpg image file. So simply copy the path like this way, copy it. Okay, and remember the image name, image1.jpg. Okay, and here like this way we need to basically mention the path. Okay, for reading the image. So img is just a variable. Img is equal to cv2.imread. Then inside the bracket we need to mention our image path which we have copied. So just paste over here that path, and then slash image name image1.jpg. Okay, so this is what our image. Okay, it read by cv2.imread function. Then we need to resize the image. Okay, so simply again I am going to mention here c as a variable. C is just a variable, you can mention any variable. Okay, c is equal to cv2.resize. It will resize our image. Okay, so it will resize image. So where is our image? Now our image is basically inside this img variable. So we need to mention a variable, because this img variable is right now our image. It will resize by cv2.resize function, as simple as. Okay, so we need to mention the img variable. This is what our img variable, img, then comma tuple. Okay, like this way, tuple, and inside that we need to mention width and height. So 640 you can mention as per your image. Okay, so 640 I am going to go like this way, and then complete the bracket. Okay, so c is equal to cv2.resize. It will resize our image, and this is what our width and height. Okay, that's it. Now this is what our function for cvlib. Okay, so this is the function bbox label conf cv.detect common object and img. Here we need to mention our c, because c is our resize image. Okay, so c we need to mention here a c. Then what we are going to do, then it will create the output image with bounding box, the draw b box. It will draw the box on the object. Okay, so here don't change anything. We need to simply change the img with a c. C is basically our resize image. Okay, so here we need to also mention the c. C is our resizable image, and here in output image also we need to mention the c, this c. Okay, now what we are going to do, we need to simply print a object name. Means in the image there is a car, there is a person, if there is a backpack or anything object which we want to print here. So how to do this? Simply this label function is basically print the object. It will print the object. So simply we are going to call that label. So like this way, print, and then inside that we need to mention the label variable. Okay, this is what our label variable. That's it. Now we need to simply show the image. So for that we are going to mention here a cv2.imshow and inside that the image, just a minute, cv2.imshow, as we always do, image. Then here we need to mention the output image. Okay, because this output image is our final image. In this image basically we have object detecting, and we have basically object with the bounding box. Okay, so this is what our final image which we want to call here, cv2.imshow. So output underscore image image. This is the variable output underscore image. I have mentioned it here. Okay, this is what our final image which we want to show. Then cv2.wait key, and like this way. That's it. We have completed our script. Okay, it is as simple as, okay, first we need to simply mention the module cvlib as cv, then cvlib dot object detection import draw bbox, then import cv2, then we call the image, we read the image using cv2.imread, then we resize the image, then this is what the function for detecting the common object from our image. For that we need to mention like this way, bbox label conf, then cv dot detect underscore common underscore object, and this is what our resize image variable, as you can see, then it will basically draw the bounding boxes on particular image. So for that, output underscore image is just a variable is equal to draw underscore bbox. This is what our function which we have call it here, as you can see, import drawbox from cvlib dot object detection, okay, function. Then this is what our resizable image, the variable c, and this is what the simple function bbox label conf, okay. Then print the label, because we need to know which objects we have inside the image, okay. So it will print that object's names, okay. Then cv2.inshow, we are going to show the image, and this is what our final image, output underscore image, which we called it here, and then simply cv2.wetKey. That's it. Now I am going to save it, the script, and I am going to run the script. Okay, as you can see the error, what is the error here? It is error, I mentioned to forget the E, okay, image one. Now again save it the code and just run the code. And as you can see, as I told you, the cvlib need basically LOV4, so it's installing LOV4. As you can see, downloading LOV4.wets from darknet, okay. As you can see, it's now basically installing the LOV4, okay. So friends, as you can see, this is what our image, and from image basically we detect the objects. So as you can see here, it says the person, and it's created the bounding box on the person. Also this person has, as you can see, the backpack here, it is, as you can see, the backpack, and it's created the bounding box on backpack, and there is a cars also, okay. So it's detect the object, also it's created the bounding box with the object name, and as I told you, we need to print the objects. So here if you see, it's printed the objects. We have here 1 car, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cars inside the image, also the 1 person and 1 backpack, okay. And also as I show you already, this is what our image, the 1 person, the cars, and also the backpack, okay. So this is how you can basically use the cvlib, the TensorFlow, the OpenCV for detecting the object in really easy way, okay. So I hope you will learn something from this video. We'll meet our next video. Till then, thank you, take care, and bye bye.